freezer and I nibble on those
nibble on the cubes,
on the ice cubes. Yep.
You could I suppose you could technically replace the water in a soup or a stew with Topo Chico and make sparkling stew.
Now, Jordan, that's the type of stuff that'll get you homunculus.
That'll get some shit that'll get me to the top of a sparkling stew empire.
Dude, so you have a TikTok, right? Are you TikToking?
Drinkable stew. Yeah.
So I made a Werewolf Radar TikTok. Haven't done much with it. Yeah, because there's a whole paranormal TikTok side. I was thinking about just doing like reaction things to paranormal TikToks.
That's fun. Maybe we could go for a midnight romp through a graveyard.
I like it. But anyway, back to the sparkling soup idea.
Yeah.
I say we just make the Werewolf Radar TikTok instead of going paranormal. Sparkling stew recipes.
Well, I assume that part of it is going to be at least in some way influenced by Monstroko products, as they have their long, deft fingers in everything that we do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Werewolf Radar, the world's premier paranormal preparedness podcast. My name is Jordan Dahl.
I am Roger Norquist.
And Nate Balding isn't with us today. He was black bagged for giving a bad review on a Monstroko product.
We told him not to. We warned him.
We love Monstroko products. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what the product was. But he's not here today. We expect he'll be back altered. Today's episode of Werewolf Radar is brought to you by Monstroko Arts presents A Picture of You. It ages as you age. It cries when you cry. It bleeds when you bleed. Who's that behind it? Who's that behind you? Monstroko Arts. What the fuck? It looks like a painting. It's like a proper painting of you. I have one.
Sure. What's your background? Because my background is like I'm in a cool study.
Nice. That is very cool. Mine is my living room, but like a fire is happening. Like a fire is like, it wasn't on fire at first, but it's been slowly getting on fire.
Oh, like painted fire? Like,
yeah, the painting is fire. Fire is appearing in the painting. No fire in real life yet, though.
Okay.
I mean,
I think you just keep trekking forward then. It hasn't hurt you yet. When has Monstroko product ever hurt you for letting the item stay the course it's on?
Absolutely not. You just got to let it run the course and not give a negative review. I haven't been, I love the painting, but I have turned it to face the wall. Just because, I don't know if I want to know what's happening under there.
See, I did, and I have a note on mine that says, look what's underneath. I haven't yet, but that is what mine says.
Jeez, what if Nate is in the painting?
Is he the one behind me?
Okay. Monstroko Arts, a painting of you. Buy one. Nate isn't here this week, so it's going to be a little bit of a short Werewolf Radar, but hello, Pingos. Welcome to the pod. As always, we're glad to have you here. Hello to A from Beyond for kicking it.
Thank you.
In the Dark Council hang. In his very cool apartment from an undisclosed location.
I'm sorry that I forced you to prove that your background was in fact your apartment and not a virtual background.
A from Beyond is a master of illusion, and you were right to doubt. Quite honestly, we've been tricked in the past. Never again.
I've been hurt.
What do we got for him this week, Raj? Do you want to go first? Or
I'll go first.
Or
I'll go first because decide? I got both exciting news and boring news all at once.
Okay. I don't know how to feel.
I don't either yet. Watershed, and this is from routers.com, written by Steve Gorman.
Oh, yes.
Watershed US UFO report does not rule out extraterrestrial origin.
Watershed USO report says Bob Hope's coming back, baby. He's going to entertain the troops. Yeah, okay. The UFO report came out.
It's out. It came out this past week.
Yet again.
This comes out Monday the 28th. Came out last week.
Yeah, it's been. I thought this happened already. Am I?
No. So what has been happening is there were a number of leaks.
Mandela affecting myself? Or?
You're Mandela affecting yourself a little bit.
Okay.
The timeline, as I can best put together, is that there were a number of leaks that have been what am I trying to say? Corroborated by the U.S. Navy to be actual U.S. Navy footage of USOs and UFOs.
Yes.
And this is recent. This all truly starts with Tom DeLonge, as most things in our life do, when he was able to help leak 3 UFO photographs and I think 1 video of Gimbal, Tic Tac, and I keep forgetting what the third one is. Let's say Jimmy Juju.
Gimbal, Tic Tac, and Wheels.
Yeah, that's a better name than Jimmy Juju.
Yeah, that sounds borderline problematic.
Yeah, but what isn't?
What isn't these days?
Anyway, so there's been a number of leaks from the U.S. government that have been corroborated somewhat begrudgingly by the U.S. government and Pentagon.
Yeah.
And Marco Rubio, famed Republican asshat, actually put into a recent legislative omnibus bill that there had to be a Pentagon report about
UFOs,
what they know about UFOs, as it has been known that they have been collecting evidence on a number of cases.
It really stinks that all of the guys who are behind UFO disclosure and stuff are like crazy fucking right-wing dickheads. Just once I would it has the stigma on the left of like ghosts, fairy tales, oh, pshaw, patooey.
Well, Jordan, I'm not gonna lie, we're probably the only leftist paranormal podcast.
Great. It's a niche.
We're that niche, baby.
Okay. Wake up, idiots. That's what we should rename it.
Wake up, sheepiots.
Sheepiots. Yeah, we'll take it to a new level because everybody's saying sheeple.
So let's begin. A U.S. government a U.S. government report on UFOs issued on Friday said defense and intelligence analyst. Analyst. I did it. Lacks sufficient data to determine the nature of mysterious flying objects observed by American military pilots, including whether they are advanced earthly technologies, atmospherics, or of an extraterrestrial origin.
Extraterrestrial origin. And they don't know, basically. As we've been saying, they don't know, which is in itself an admission, They're saying that, look, I mean, you saw it. What do you think it is?
That's straight up more or less what the report says, which I also have the report. We'll read some stuff from it as well.
Yeah.
The unclassified 9-page report.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I read 9-page report and then opened it up for myself and saw 9 pages, I was all like, I kind of wanted this to be like a JFK size report.
Yeah, I'm okay with 9 pages, sneak it in before lunch. You got the rest of the afternoon to have your mind blown or be disappointed.
I was looking for a long weekend read.
Sure, you were going to put on the morph suit.
I was going to put on the morph suit, get the claws out, and just start clawing through.
Hell yeah.
Through the report.
We got Roger a morph suit and some claws with the Werewolf Radar fortune, and we're working on something.
We're working on something. Get ready for it. The unclassified 9-page report released to Congress and the public encompasses 144 observations, mostly from U.S. Navy personnel, of what the government officially calls unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP, dating back to 2004. So since 2004, they've been taking these somewhat seriously in that also, they're wasting ink and paper on it.
Yeah, I've been noting, well, in man hours, I've been noticing people using the UAP designation a lot more since this whole thing happened.
Well, I think both are great. I'll understand what you mean. Linguistically, both are fine for Werewolf Radar.
Listen, but if you come at me and you're like, what do you think about the recent UAP documentation? I'll be like, all right, this pingo knows their fucking shit.
Or at least up to date. But if you come at us with UFO, man, we'll give you the UAP news too. We'll keep you up to date.
Yeah, we're weirdos of the people.
So
very approachable.
I mean, I do say things aggressively to strangers.
And I strike a karate pose out of instinct.
So let's read the executive summary of the unclassified 9-page UFO report. The limited amount of high-quality reporting on unidentified aerial phenomenon hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature or intent of UAP. The Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force considered a range of information on UAP described in U.S. military and IC intelligence community reporting. But because the reporting lacks sufficient specificity, ultimately, recognized that a unique, tailored reporting process was required to provide sufficient data for analysis of UAP events. I don't know what they wanted other than bodies. That's what they're asking for, right? Bodies? Give us bodies.
Rock hard. No, I don't know that they were looking for bodies. I think people just like to be wowed, and I think this was going to be like, I think people wanted to be like, wanted a story about like, Agent K meeting that weird alien in the desert.
Sure, they're looking for the Hollerman Air Force meeting report, where like supposedly on Hollerman Air Force, what was that, back in like 64-ish or something?
Yeah.
Truman met with aliens.
Well, hello there, everybody. I'm president of Earth. Technically America, but we're in charge and everybody knows it. Put her there.
Lyndon Johnson met with
president of Earth. I don't know what I sound like. I'm kind of sounding like Grover from the Muppets now.
But that's what I was expecting. More cases like that, to where it's like, no, we had something hit the ground.
Sure, and we got it.
Or like,
here it is. Check it out.
We found this weird metal alloy or something.
Right. We're going to put it in a museum for all to see.
That's what I was wishing.
That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for hoverboard technology, for them to be like, this is the ship. We don't know what we're doing with it. This is the ship.
Some bullet points on that paragraph, though. As a result, the task force concentrated its review on reports that occurred between 2004 and 2021, the majority of which are a result of this new tailored process to better capture UAP events through formalized reporting. Most of the UAPs reported probably do represent physical objects, given that a majority of UAP were registered across multiple sensors to include radar, infrared, electro-optical, weapon seekers, and visual observation.
That rocks ass.
That's
huge.
That's pretty much closer to what I want. I was like, okay, so you acknowledge this is a physical object. This isn't just like
the United States Air Force. The thing that seems to be lost on people is that the government has admitted to encountering something in the skies that fucking like fleeced them so hard, that schooled them, that was beyond anything they understood. They got served. You know, it did whatever it wanted, and it blasted off without us having any kind of say about it. So whether that was some kind of, you know, unique, I don't know, psychic phenomenon, or maybe weather pattern that was detected as a craft, seems pretty far-fetched. When Occam's razor, the simplest explanation is, yeah, it was some fucking high-tech shit that we don't know what it was, or where it came from, or where it was going.
I concur.
Yeah.
And to that point further, in a limited number of incidents, the UAP reportedly appeared to exhibit unusual flight characteristics.
Yeah.
Such as high gravity turns or like high degree turns in movement, which
Hairpin
typically
turns,
would
45-degree
liquidate
angles.
a human.
Yeah. Into a delightful human liquid that you can actually buy on Monstroko.
Monstroko, should I buy the domain for monstroko.com?
Absolutely.
That's a future argument, or not argument. We all seem to be agreed.
No, we'll argue just for the fun, just for the sport.
Spoofing, sensor errors. These observations could be the result, however, of sensor errors, spoofing, or observer misconception, and require additional rigorous analysis. I'm fine with that, but it does make me scared that these high-tech sensors and everything are having so many errors.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, somebody spoofed that shit, huh?
Someone needs to call the ID or the IT department.
Yeah.
There are multiple types of UAP requiring different explanations based on the range of appearances and behaviors described in the available reporting. Our analysis of the data supports the construct that if and when individual UAP incidents are resolved, they will fall into one of 5 potential explanatory categories.
Whoa.
Can you name one of them? Go randomly.
But extreme.
Yes. Go.
Featherweight.
Yes.
Jam jar.
Oh, you're in it.
Code tangerine.
Dude, did you read this already?
Mambo number 4.
Nice. Well, you got all of those wrong, but I hope my positive reinforcement gave you better self-esteem.
I was feeling pretty good about it. Yeah.
That's because they're a lot better than the actual categories. We have airborne clutter. Natural atmospheric phenomenon.
Oh, okay.
USG or U.S. Industry Development Programs.
What is that?
I guess capitalism just throwing shit into the sky.
Some kind of, okay, so like Google is working on a balloon that'll drop ice cream
like
into your
satellites,
mouth.
shit like that, you know.
Okay, yeah.
That's like a very more like simplified in layman's, I think, term of a U.S. industry development program that would be confused as a UFO.
Yes, okay, fair.
Foreign adversary systems, which we talked about earlier this month as well, and our government's seemingly easy push into it's a foreign power and we got to be ready for it. And a catch-all other bin.
Other.
So those are the 5 categories.
Sure.
UAP clearly pose a safety of flight issue and may pose a challenge to U.S. national security.
Interesting. I'm getting ready for them.
Consistent consolidation of reports from across the federal government, standardized reporting, increased collection and analysis, and a streamlined process for screening all such reports against a broad range of relevant USG data will allow for a more sophisticated analysis of UAP that is likely to deepen our understanding.
Yeah. Far out. Well, I
now,
mean,
are you ready for the available reporting analysis?
I don't know that I am. Fuck. Hang on. Let me put my seatbelt on and put my
Right.
wallet in my mouth.
Ready?
For this electrical news.
Largely inconclusive.
Woo! Okay.
For reasons we've already discussed already, just limited data and inconsistencies in reporting.
I think I just nutted a bone. Is that a rib? Spooky.
So the biggest issues coming up with just inconsistent data, at least it seems that this report is now pushing the UAP task force into actually
to get
scientific
off of their
methoding themselves into
duffs and do something
and get some fuck around, find out abilities. Start fucking around with these UFOs. Start finding out.
Find out. Get them to shoot a laser at you. Capture the laser. Do science on it.
I say, and this is just free balling. Laser pointers on every soldier, any branch of the military.
No matter what they're doing.
No matter what they're doing. That way, if they seem to turn around and like one of the, let's say we're on the boat and the telescope man is looking up through his telescope and then goes, UAP ahoy.
Right.
I think that's what the sailors say. And then everyone can pull out their telescope. Also, everyone needs like a small telescope, not the official one the telescope man has.
Sure.
And they can all shoot a laser at it, try and get an interaction with it.
Sure.
That is what I think Demi Lovato, I might be confusing my desert people, but Demi Lovato and Richard Gere, I think, did a laser pointer experiment in the desert by Joshua Tree. And it seemed to be that a UFO was moving around the laser pointer.
They like to play.
They like to play.
Crazy. Well, fucking crazy.
Yes. Are you ready to hear some of the challenges so we can at least understand what they're talking about by challenges?
Tell me those challenges, man.
UAP collection challenges. On page 4, if you're following, go to our Twitter or go to our Discord. You can go to the Listen Along channel and see the file, any other literature we would like you to have, so you can also see what we are reading or what we are talking about when we talk about it.
Do it.
Once again, that's our Discord. Our Twitter has the link on top of some other things, but that's for you to find out. Socio-cultural stigmas and sensor limitations remain obstacles to collecting data on UAP. Although some technical challenges, such as how to appropriately filter out radar clutter to ensure safety of flight for military and civilian aircraft, are long-standing in the aviation community, while others are unique to the UAP problem set. Number 1, narratives from aviators in the operational community and analysis from the military and IC described disparagement associated with observing UAP, reporting it, or attempting to discuss it with colleagues. So that initial stigma of like, you're crazy, you didn't see shit up there, keep flying your plane, flyboy.
Sure.
I don't know if that's
for nothing. You're good for nothing but operating $1 million highly technical war machines.
Although the effects of these stigmas have lessened as senior members of the scientific, policy, military, and intelligence communities engage on the topic seriously in public, reputational risk may keep many observers silent, complicating scientific pursuit of the topic. So the government's own work in like discrediting the UFO community is one of the reasons they don't have proper UFO data right now. So good work, government.
I mean, that's great. That is fucking great. You know, they're breaking the stigma. And
they at least acknowledge it, and that's better than what the government's doing with a lot of other things.
It's still gonna be wackadoo, you know, for a long time, but it's it'll get you a sideways glance, but I think it's a huge step. I think this is a huge step. I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's great.
Number 2, sensors mounted on U.S. military platforms are typically designed to fulfill specific missions. As a result, those sensors are not generally suited for identifying UAP. Legitimate issue. I can see that. We need to design some new sensors. We need to talk to what were they called? The lone gunmen. We need to get their minds on it.
Let's get something like they'll call it like the ET spotter, and it's like a very quick telescope for looking.
And the number 3 issue or challenge with UAP data collection is that sensor vantage points and the number of sensors concurrently observing an object play substantial roles in distinguishing UAP from known objects and determining whether a UAP demonstrates breakthrough aerospace capabilities. Optical sensors have the benefit of providing some insight into relative size, shape, and structure. Radio frequency sensors provide more accurate velocity and range information.
Sure.
So once again, just better sensors.
We need sensors. We're trying to measure the temperature with a ruler. Remember that quote from me?
That was Jordan's quote, people.
I have a couple of good ones. Measuring temperature with a ruler. Hospitals are the airports of the afterlife. And Wango Flango, write it down.
And now I think overall, because I would like you guys to read it for yourselves, those were the challenges, and it's stuff to think about. These are legitimate issues that the government has acknowledged, and I generally agree with.
Yeah.
Especially the stigma part.
Yeah.
So the UAP probably lack a single explanation. And now we go into the categories. UAP documented in this limited data set demonstrate an array of aerial behaviors, reinforcing the possibility that there are multiple types of UAP requiring different explanations. And here we go. Airborne clutter. These objects include birds, balloons, recreational unmanned vehicles, airborne debris such as plastic bags that can muddle a scene and affect an operator's ability to identify true targets, such as enemy aircraft.
Lightning fast plastic bags that can outrun a jet fighter. Yeah.
Yep. You've never seen that. Remember, what was that movie? American, I can't remember where that plastic bag thing was from. And the kid's all like, look at this plastic bag. Yeah. It floats in the wind.
Oh, that's from American Beauty.
Thank you. There was an alternate cut of that scene where that bag was moving faster than a jet fighter, and he had it all on tape, but they were like, this alien plot just isn't working.
There was a scene where that bag wiped out Philadelphia with low altitude Scud missiles.
Natural atmospheric phenomenon. This includes ice crystals, moisture, thermal fluctuations that may register on some infrared and radar systems. So mostly temperature on your infrared and, as it said, radar systems, your temperature sensors. Industry developmental. Industry developmental programs. Some UAPs observations could be attributable to developments in classified programs by U.S. entities. We are unable to confirm, however, that these systems accounted for any UAP reports we collected. I like how they are so like mysterious about like, listen, there's some stuff up here that U.S. entities are doing, but none of it's matching up. So stop mentioning it. Foreign adversary systems. Some UAP may be technologies deployed by China, Russia, another nation, or non-governmental entities.
Non-governmental entities? What do you mean? The Time Lords? What are you talking about? Fucking they could be Russian or Japanese mechs, I suppose.
Especially when like non-governmental or entity, I automatically think like NGO and shit, like your charity organizations, your blah blah blahs.
Greenpeace.
Yeah, and under the category foreign adversary systems. Now we go to other.
Fucking Greenpeace UFO blasting tankers, abducting oil magnates.
Although most of the UAP described, this is for other. Most of the UAP described in our data set probably remain unidentified due to limited data or challenges to collect, processing, or analysis. We may require additional scientific knowledge to successfully collect on, analyze, and characterize some of them. We would group such objects in this category pending scientific advances that allow us to better understand them. The task force intends to focus additional analysis on the small number of cases where UAP appeared to display unusual flight characteristics and signature management.
Wow. Yeah.
So they know they're well about it. They say that the UAP threaten flight safety, possible national security, once again with the foreign adversary stuff. The task force has reported 11 incidents, which pilots reported near misses.
Wow.
With UAP. 11.
Dang. It's a lot. It's a lot, Maverick.
Once again, you can read all about it in our Discord. Plus, I'm sure if you're interested, you have already read the report. But if you're the first time hearing about it from us, thank you for finding us and also, visit our Discord.
If you are a jet pilot and you have tangled with these space invaders, hit us up.
Hit us up. We'll leave you anonymous. We'll give you a funny name. Funny name, quick, Jordan.
Oh, big goose liver.
That could be you, old goose liver.
Blorchum.
That could be your name here live, Werewolf Radar, getting your story told.
Crondall Diblington writes.
And I'm going to say that's my segment, which is entitled
Form 31B S712.
We'll go with that one. No,
mine come on, UFO.
UFO government report. How
about UFO? No, you didn't.
No UFO. No, you didn't. All right, Jordan, take us away.